Let's be honest, we are all drowning in a sea of emails, pings, and notifications. The real question is, how do you make your message the one that actually gets seen and acted on? Well, that's exactly what we're going to figure out. Before we dive into this critical subject, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more expert breakdowns. Okay, let's dive in.
So let's kick things off with a number that might feel a little too real. 2.6 hours. Yep, that's the average amount of time a business user spends just on email, every single day.
And that really brings us to the core question of this whole explainer, doesn't it? Is all that time we're spending actually well spent? Or is it just a massive productivity black hole? We're about to explore how you can turn that time from a burden into one of your most powerful tools.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start with the digital foundation of any company, the intranet. Then we'll tackle the daily grind of business email, shift gears to the super fast world of instant messaging, and then we'll finish up with the really high-stakes stuff, communicating with the company's owners, the shareholders.
Okay, first up, the corporate intranet. You can think of this as your company's own private internal town square. It's supposed to be the central hub for all official info.
So what exactly is an intranet? Well, to put it simply, it's your company's private, walled-off little corner of the internet. As the definition here says, it's a network that only employees can get into. It's like a digital fortress where all the official company knowledge is kept safe and sound.
And that brings up a really important distinction you need to know: the difference between an intranet and an extranet. The intranet, like we said, is strictly for employees. But an extranet? That's when a company opens up a secure little window for trusted outsiders, like key suppliers or major customers, so they can access specific info they need.
Now, here's where it gets really powerful. A well-run intranet can solve so many of those common workplace headaches. Because it's the official channel, it helps shut down rumors and the office grapevine. You can use it for pre-meeting chats so you don't waste time in the room itself. And oh my gosh, for working on files together, having one central document is so much better than emailing 10 different versions back and forth.
All right, let's move from the company's central hub to the tool we're all using dozens of times a day: email. It's so baked into our work lives that we barely even stop to ask a simple question: are we actually any good at it?
And this is exactly why we need to be asking that question. I mean, look at these numbers. A staggering 60% of business emails have grammar or spelling mistakes. And nearly 40% of us, you've done it, have hit send only to have that sinking feeling that you forgot the attachment. These aren't just little oopsies. They really impact our professionalism.
So what's the solution? How do we fix this? How can we make sure our emails are clear, professional, and actually get the job done?
Thankfully, it's not some big secret. There's a simple blueprint with 4 really powerful principles. Number 1, a specific subject line. Don't make people guess what you want. 2, put the most important info right at the very top. 3, use this cool psychological trick called the YFM rule. We'll get to that in a sec. And finally, the one we all skip when we're in a rush: proofread. Always.
So what is this WIFM rule? It stands for What's in it for me. And seriously, this is a game changer. It forces you to stop thinking about what you want and start thinking about what the reader gets out of it. So instead of writing, "I need the report by Friday," you could try, "So that your team's feedback can be included in the final project, could you please send the report by Friday?" See that shift? It's all about framing it for them.
And finally, just some essential etiquette. On the do side, it's the simple stuff, right? Basic manners like please and thank you go a long, long way. And responding quickly shows you respect their time. Now on the don't side, the big one: avoid typing in all caps. It really does feel like you're yelling. And, unless you're buddies with the person, maybe steer clear of casual acronyms and emojis to keep things professional.
But email isn't the only game in town anymore, is it? Let's talk about its faster, younger cousin, instant messaging, which is basically a staple in most workplaces now. If you are finding this detailed analysis helpful, a quick like and subscription helps us create more in-depth learning resources like this.
The biggest appeal of IM is, of course, speed. It's immediate. It's efficient. It's perfect for those quick, "Hey, do you have a second?" type questions. But, and this is a big but, it often lacks the security of other channels. So the rule of thumb is pretty simple. Use it for speed, but never, ever for sensitive or confidential info.
And hey, just because it's instant doesn't mean it should be sloppy. You should still follow a simple 3-step process. First, plan your message like it's a mini conversation. Second, write it out formally, avoiding all the text speak. And yep, you guessed it, even for an IM, give it a quick proofread before you hit send. Professionalism always matters.
Okay, let's totally shift gears and level up this conversation. We're moving away from the daily tools we use with our colleagues to the super strategic communication you need with a company's most important audience, its owners.
This quote right here really says it all. Keeping your shareholders confident isn't just a nice thing to do, it's absolutely essential. And the only way to do that is through regular, effective communication from the top.
So when does this communication matter the most? Turns out it's in two totally opposite situations. First, when things are going great and the company wants to expand. But also, and maybe even more importantly, when the company is going through a crisis. That's when you need to communicate more, not less. And here's why. If you create an information vacuum during a crisis, the grapevine will fill it, guaranteed. Just like we saw with employees in the intranet, if shareholders don't hear from you, they'll start listening to rumors, and that erodes trust right when you need it most.
And this is what it looks like when it's done right. Cognizant built this amazing reputation for being shareholder-friendly just by having a policy of being open and communicating well. Reliance actually went a step further and created a special committee just to handle shareholder complaints, which sends a really powerful message that they're listening. All right, we've gone all the way from the company's digital town square to the boardroom. So let's wrap this up and boil it all down into your essential communication toolkit.
So here it is, your final checklist. Use your intranet as the one central source of truth to kill that rumor mill. Craft every single email with clarity and respect for the person reading it. Use IM for speed, but never for secrets. And maybe most important of all, build trust with your stakeholders by being truthful and communicating regularly, especially when things get tough.
And we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. In a world that is just saturated with digital noise, maybe the most valuable skill we can learn isn't just how to speak, but how to actually, truly be heard. Thank you for watching. If you mastered this concept, show your support by liking the video and subscribing before you go.